In the midst of the fighting, Emma holds her daughter and watches in horror as a huge thing comes towards them. Emma sat on her bed, looking out the window. Remembering the events of 2 years ago was always a chilling experience. That day Emma was talking to her daughter. The house suddenly shook, as if some monster was about to awaken. So Emma and her daughter rushed to the organization's base. As soon as she entered, she was stunned by the monster in front of her. A huge monster is about to break out of the egg. Suddenly the monster awakened. It turned its head to look at the humans. The monster looked at Emma in a vicious manner, and opened its bloody mouth. Emma backed away in fear, but Emma still carefully turned on the sonar system. When the monster was about to eat Emma and her daughter, suddenly stopped its attack. It retreated to a distance, and looked at Emma and her daughter tenderly. Shortly, the monster slowly leaned forward. Her daughter reached out to touch the monster. Emma couldn't help but smile. Then a group of armed men came in. They killed all the staff. Then they kidnapped Emma and took the sonar system. Photographer Mark was out in the field. He was down on the ground, concentrating on the wolves. While he was down on the ground, intently filming the wolves eating together. Suddenly the wolves sensed something strange. Then an airplane flew over. Soon 3 men came out of the plane. They told Mark that his ex-wife Emma and their daughter had been kidnapped. Mark was instantly plunged into a deep sense of remorse and guilt. So he agreed to go with them to rescue Emma and her daughter. Emma was taken to Antarctica by George. And when they walked in, Emma was shocked. There's an even more powerful monster frozen here. But today is the day it will be unsealed. Mark and his companions broke an arm and threatened to leave immediately. But Emma took the initiative and hit the bomb switch. And in an instant, a huge chunk of ice fell. Emma and her daughter were flown out on a plane. And Mark was too late. So he stayed behind. Mark couldn't understand why Emma would betray the organization and unleash the monster. Soon after, Emma pops up on the screen. Emma explains that she wants to save the world, for humans and monsters to coexist. The crowds in Mexico are fleeing in terror. And sure enough, with a loud bang, a giant claw suddenly emerged. And then a giant monster appeared. The airplanes are swarming. Suddenly, one of the airplanes attracts the monster's attention. It spread its wings and took off. Everywhere it went, it's spreading fire, waiting in no man's land. A fleet of fighter jets launch bombs at the monster fluttering its wings. It's spinning its body. And that's when the fighters were wiped out. Soon 3 dragons flew to the volcano. And as the dragons roared, all over the world, sleeping monsters awoke. Soon they were wreaking havoc. The world came to an end. Then the sea suddenly showed a blue light. Then Godzilla came back to life. The girl looked into the distance with binoculars. But suddenly, black clouds came in. There was smoke all around. The girl hid in the house. Then 3 dragons slowly came. The girl was terrified. The 3 dragons were about to destroy everything. A huge power flew towards the 3 dragons. Godzilla became the king of monsters.